Hello and welcome to my first tutorial. Today I'm going to be going over the basics of how to create a menu in Unity3d. Unity3d is a free piece of software. Well, there's a free version and there is a full version, which you can get from Unity3d.com. You just go there and click on the download site. There it is. Anyway, so after you have downloaded that, open up Unity and it'll take a while to load for the first time, but after you have opened Unity, it'll come up with a welcome screen. You can feel free to look at the tutorials that they do. Just click that link, or well, yeah, you can do that. But anyway, as you can see, there is nothing here. Normally, when you download it the first time, it will have a game already here with one that you can go around and shoot people. Well, shoot nothing in particular and do that stuff just to get you started. But today, this is sort of for people that have heard of it generally. And I'm going to be showing you how to create a kind of simple-ish main menu. So firstly, I'm just going to create a sort of a basic layout for this. Just, a platform or whatever. This is not a GUI menu, it is a slightly different style menu. But, yeah. Then, if you want to add some light and you don't know how to, just go into Game Object, Create Other, Point Light. That should appear at position 0, 0, 0. That's what you want. And this one should be 2. So, yeah, anyway, go back to my light. You can also change things down here. That's your main camera, but I'm just going to delete that now by holding down Command Delete. Or if you're on a PC, you just press the delete button on the keyboard. Anyway, I'm going to go to my point light and just drag this up a bit. So I've got a bit of light on here. I will add some textures in a bit, but for now, I don't really want any. So to rotate around this, hold Alt, ALT, and just click and drag to kind of rotate around this. So this is going to be the basic platform. Next, I'm going to create, let's say we're going to have 3 buttons for this. So I'll create another cube for this example. And just expand this until we got a nice size. This is really up to you what you do. I'm just going to show you one way of doing it. You really don't feel forced to have to do this. I'm going to duplicate this now by doing Command D. And it will duplicate it into the exact same place. So then you can just drag it up to the height that you want. Or, if I just delete that one and duplicate this again, you can hold down the Command key and it'll duplicate it. Well, it'll sort of snap it, as in it'll go in a kind of more neat way like that. Okay, I'm going to move this point light now so it has a bit more light on these objects. And then maybe up a bit. Then I'm going to duplicate this one more time. And, okay, they are the 3 buttons. I will add some texture after this, like I've already said. But, yeah, this is what we're going to do for now. Next, you're going to want to add a very simple script to these to make them actually do something. So, go up to Assets, Create, JavaScript, and it should open this little window over here. Then click up the top, click Edit. Then it'll open this app that you should have called Unitron. You may not have it down here. It might appear over here if you don't have it in your bar thing down here. And I'll come up with this. Now, if you don't know what scripting is, I really can't help you too much, but there are thousands and thousands of tutorials on that. But anyway, or you can just copy exactly what I do. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is not function update. That's not what we want. We want function on mouse down. That should turn yellow if it's working. And then just put that back. There. Okay, then function on. Wait, oops. I'm going to change this to on mouse enter so we can make this change color. Okay. So we're going to go material. Oops, sorry. Render renderer dot material dot color equals color. Is that right? Dot. Let's do this. Green, for example. Now I'm just gonna save that. I'm gonna go back to here. I'm gonna rename this to maybe menu item behavior, or however it's spelled. Okay, you can then either drag this to one of the cubes here, or drag it here. I'm not sure which cubes are which at the moment. I'll name them in a second. So I'm just gonna drag it to this one. Now, if you have, oh, that sucks. Okay, that's weird. I'll be back in a second. I'm just gonna see if I can fix that. Okay, that is now fixed. I'm not quite sure what happened there, but well, yeah, that's what happened. As you can see, I have added a camera here, and you can do that by going Game Object, Create Empty, and then just go Component, Rendering Camera. That'll add a camera to the game object, and you can rename the game object to whatever you want. Like, for example, I can rename it to Camera. Then you can change all of these things if you want, but I don't really bother with that. So, as you can see, when I enter the game now, if my mouse goes over this middle one, which I've added the script to, this will turn green. However, when I take it off, nothing happens. So now it's just stuck green. That can be useful in some games, or you make it fade away, but that's slightly more advanced, so I'm just going to stick to the basics for this tutorial. So now we need to go back to this script and edit it a bit. So then the best way to do this is just copy this, and then go like blah. Do Command C to copy and Command V to paste. Then, since that is white as default, we can change that back to white. Right there, the color is now white. And we are going to change this to on mouse exit. Oh yeah, by the way, there's one more thing that you will need to do that I screwed up on. I wrote color. It's meant to be color, and also you have to add a semicolon at the end. Now, if we save this again, hopefully, when we go into play mode, this will turn on and then back off. Okay, so that is a very simple sort of button pressing kind of concept. So now let's just name these appropriately. I'll name this one, let's see, floor, play button, let's see, settings, bar, button, and we can call this one exit button. Okay, so now we have some named things. So now if I, at the moment, oops, that didn't work. I'll rename that to camera. Okay. At the moment, the only one that has it is the settings button. But now I want to add the script to the play button and the exit button. Now when we play, what it should do is do it on all of them. Okay, that is working, goodish, but that isn't quite good enough. Firstly, when you click it, nothing's going to happen, and also it doesn't say anything on it. So we're going to fix that. We're going to go Game Object, Create Other, 3D Text. With this 3D text, what you're probably going to want to do is go, I just didn't want to do that. Anyway, change this text to whatever the first button is. So in this case, let's do play game. We're going to move this to it's roughly there, and then what you can do is use this tool. See, that is nowhere there at all, in fact. Make sure that's in the middle, then up a bit. Feel free to, like mess around these settings as much as you want until you get the feel that you want, because that is really important. So just yeah, you will notice that although this is inside this block, so you can still see it. That is just one of the things about 3D text, is that you can see it through anything. So this is a bit too big, so I'm going to grab this middle sizing button and just drag that down a bit. That'll do the entire thing and not just the equations, to keep it the same kind of layout but different size, if that makes sense. Okay, so that goes up a bit. I'm going to duplicate that. Just bring that down. Okay, now you might notice that they all say play game, and we really don't want that. So what we are going to do now is find the second one, and we are going to title this options. The third one again, exit, I suppose. Okay, now that is looking a bit better. Oh yeah, by the way, you do not have to have the block change color. Also you will notice that these are very blurry, and I'll show you how to fix that in a moment. But anyway, you don't have to have the block change color. That's just one way of doing it. You can, if you want, have the text change color. For example, the exit, and then if we get the exit button, we delete the script by clicking on the little gear button and clicking remove component. Then you will now notice that the exit, well, actually at the moment that won't do anything at all. It goes over, you're thinking, what's happening there? Well, what's happening is the mouse has nothing to touch. So what you then have to do is go game object, create other, component, physics, make sure that the exit text is selected, go component, physics, box collider. Now that your mouse does have something to, go over. However, you might still notice that this, it is working, sort of. It's a bit glitchy because that should be working, and it's not. The reason for that is that it is inside this box, which has a thing to hit on it. So to fix that, you can go over here to the box collider and just remove that component on that box. You can then have that change color, but it's whatever you want, really. Okay, the next thing is to have these, maybe make a beep sound or that kind of thing. So we are going to create another script to add an effect and also play the game. So we're going to go back up to assets, create JavaScript. And we're going to rename this to, load level. Why's it bouncing? I'm going to reload that. Stop it. Sorry, my computer's a bit weird these days. Okay, anyway. So we're going to call this load level. And I'm not going to go into variables now. I will do that maybe later in this tutorial, but probably in the next tutorial. So we'll call this load level 1. Press enter, and then duplicate that. Load level 2, and load level 3.